This video will prove that I really do not like everything. Okay, let me start by saying I am a huge fan of Death Note. I have all of the manga, I've seen the series both in Japanese and in English, and I own a Death Note. I am a pretty avid fan. But this was uncalled for. I am talking about Relight 1 and 2. These are two movies that are essentially cut down versions of the anime put onto DVD and released for people who have not seen the original show. I only got these because I was walking through Best Buy and happened to look and saw these, and they were like $4 a piece. And being a huge fan of Death Note and having not seen it in several years, then I decided, yeah, I'll watch these, might do a review on them or something, just like recap it because, I enjoyed it before. I also wanted to see what the difference was. And it took a few days after I got them to have time to watch them because I've been sort of busy lately. And that's also why there hasn't been another video. And I finally did. I watched the first one. I was extremely disappointed. It seems like they didn't even really keep the show the same. Now, if you had not seen the show and watched this first, then it might have been alright. But having seen the show and having loved it and seeing this, they cut out so very much. And I guess it's expected because both of the movies combined are about 4 hours, and that's obviously not enough for a 36 episode anime. So really, it seems like they dumbed it down a lot. They cut out a lot of the thinking aspect to the original anime. They took only the key parts and put them together in a semi-coherent story. Now, I don't really know how coherent it would be if you haven't seen the show because I already knew what was happening, but I was still aggravated by the fact that it seemed like they had cut out so much. That was my chair. It seems like they cut out so much that it wouldn't be coherent anymore because it seemed like it was lacking so much. So I'm going to go ahead and say, if you have not seen the series, do not watch this first, or at all, anyway, it doesn't matter, I didn't like it, but watch the original show because it's great, and the only reason I haven't done a review on it is because it's been so long since I've seen it, and it's been done so many times that there's not really a point. Anyway, I watched the first one, and I thought, okay, this really wasn't good. It didn't really have any redeemable quality to me after watching the show, except the beginning and end, because they are new. The scenes in them are not the same, and if you have not seen Death Note, I'm going to say a couple of spoilers here, so I'm going to give you 5 seconds, like normal, to click away. Bye, thanks for watching. Alright, so in Death Note, if you're still here, I'm assuming you've seen it, halfway through the series, L dies. Well, in this, probably the only really great feature of it, that's not from the original obviously, is that there is a new scene. The entire last several minutes of the movie, I believe, are new, but there's a scene of Light essentially gloating over L's grave, and it's really interesting because it's similar to what happens in the show, where Light is thinking to himself as he is there with L's corpse, but it's an entirely different feeling because he's not thinking anymore. He is literally speaking and laughing out loud, and that's really interesting. And also, the scene at the very beginning is a Shinigami trying to find Ryuk to hear about his stories on Earth because he's thinking about going to Earth. And a lot of people, as I read on the internet, believe that this Shinigami is supposed to be Light because he looks kind of similar, and the way he acts kind of gives the idea. Plus, at the very end, Ryuk is talking to himself after the Shinigamis left, and he refers to him, or refers to whoever he's speaking to as Light, even though he's essentially alone. He's speaking to himself. But those are the only two really great things. If you want to see those, I would suggest just looking it up. Don't buy it. After watching the first one, I didn't even want to watch the second one, but I looked at it with some optimism and thought, hey, maybe this will be a bit better than the other one. And I watched it, and it's kind of hard to mess up the second half of the show because it goes in such a straight line that, I mean, even though they cut out a lot of the thinking aspect, I think they even cut out where Light's dad dies, because I don't remember seeing that. I was only half paying attention because the first one was pretty bad, and I really didn't care to watch the second one too much, but I thought I couldn't do this review without watching both. So I watch it, and it keeps the essential storyline of the series, but cuts so much out that it's not even worth watching anymore. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, as usual, I would have to say that this is probably about a 2. And as far as the animation and things, it's great because it's on par with Death Note, because most of it is from Death Note, but it's directed in a way that cuts out so much that the series is not even the same when you put it into these two movies. So definitely would not recommend this, and that's pretty much all I've got to say. I really don't want to rant any more than I have, so don't watch it. Go watch Death Note, read the manga, it's amazing, and that's pretty much all I've got to say about this. As you can see now, opposed to all my other reviews, I do not like everything, so that's it. And I'll probably be doing a Sword Art Online video or something like that, I guess, if the next arc isn't finished. Anyway, remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and give me your opinion on the video, give me your opinion on what I'm reviewing. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching. Anime Observer, signing out.